Now, is there any actors that you'd like to get in the voiceover booth to help, voice a new character in the shows?
We've had so many people
Right.
that we've wanted to get. That list of people that we would like but can't get is kind of dwindling. Woody Allen would be kind of cool, but I don't think he'd ever do the show. We've tried to get Shatner in the past and not had a whole lot of luck.
Wow.
I think maybe we've probably poked a little too much fun at him, which might be the problem. But our list is pretty. We've been pretty satisfied with Alan Alda would be cool to have on the show. I don't know why I think that, but I think that Alan Alda would be a pretty cool guest star. Yeah. We could translate MASH to a new generation.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about your directing. You're directing an upcoming feature called Ted, and it's not an animation. It's more of like an action comedy, or how would you describe it?
It's a live action comedy. The one character, the teddy bear, will be computer generated, but no, the movie itself is a live action comedy. I think I needed just a little bit of a break from animation.
And are you hoping to maybe go more into the feature film world?
It all depends on the project. I mean, it all depends on the idea. I don't really have. There are great things about television, and there are great things about film. Television has the advantage of speed. You can conceive an idea and see it through to fruition, all in the time frame that you're just getting a movie off the ground.
Right.
You can tell different types of stories every week, and if one of them is, you can experiment a little more. If one of them goes wrong, well, there's always next week. With a movie, the flip side of that is the one story that you tell, you can really get it right.
Right.
So it depends on the project. Generally, the idea comes first. If I have an idea, then I sort of think to myself, well, is this better as a series or as a feature? And I think that's a good way to do it.
At the Simpsons panel today, Matt Selman said Seth MacFarlane has one show that he's done 3 times. Any response to that?
Who is that from? Well, Matt,
While I disagree with what you're saying, I'll defend to the death your right to say it.
Oh, there you go. Now, when you were a little boy, I just have to ask this, were you like walking around doing voices all the time to people?
Yeah. I went through a period where I was about 7 or 8, where I was pretty. I look at the home videos of myself, but at that time I was pretty insufferable. I don't know why my parents didn't just shoot me.
Just what sort of stories can fans look forward to next season?
Hopefully they can look forward to all of them.
Yeah.
But in particular, Lois becomes a boxer. Rush Limbaugh is on the show. There's a certain type of fan that can look forward to that. We produce these things in a year in advance, so I want to make sure I'm not giving away things for the following season. What else? Peter joins AA. Peter becomes a member of AA. I think that may be for the following season too. We just screened one the other day. Stewie has his first Halloween, his first bout with trick-or-treating. It's a really funny one we watched the other day, and now I'm Brian goes on Bill Maher. That's coming up. And we filmed most of that live in Bill's studio with his audience. It was the night that I was the last time I was on the show. He kept the crowd afterwards, and we filmed the bit, and then we're putting Brian in post. So it's going to be actually Brian the cartoon dog on the live action Bill Maher show, and it actually turned out really well. We have an hour-long Christmas episode that's coming out that's sort of a musical extravaganza that has to do with Stewie trying to kill Santa Claus. We have our Return of the Jedi episode, which comes out on DVD. The infamous abortion episode, which comes out on DVD.
Are you planning on doing anything more like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of story is a good thing for us to do. It's the way we describe it is that we take what could be the story of a lifetime drama, a movie that you'd see on Lifetime, and then just pepper it with a bunch of jokes, and it makes for a great Family Guy episode. So we have a few coming up that have to do with that. One that deals with nature versus nurture, and how it, who has the rights of the child. We have one that has to do with domestic abuse, and the common thread they all have is they take a pretty straight story that if you wrote it as a drama, you could do as like an Oxygen movie,
Right.
and just fill it full of jokes.
Right. So a serious issue and kind of make light of the situation.
Yeah.
Now, are you ever worried about going too far with some of these serious issues?
I personally, I'm not. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we have a pretty smart writing staff, and we discuss everything pretty in depth as we go along, and I know there have been episodes that have stirred the wasp's nest a little bit, but there's nothing that I look at and think, oh, that story was just too much.
Right.
Like recent tragedies, if there's a plane crash, for example, you don't make a joke about it the following week, you wait 2 weeks. There are a lot of conversations that go on within the writer's room particularly about those episodes that have a bit more cultural grist to them, and we do try to keep it from being too fluffy all the time.
First in Hollywood.